Hello and welcome to Minister Rundown. I'm Mitchell.
I'm Joshua.
And this time we are talking about the Chaos Cult kill team for the
Ashes of Faith.
Ashes of Faith, which, I mean, if you're going to have faith, it should be in the Chaos Gods.
I disagree, but...
Agree to disagree. So we talked about previously, tag up there, the card up there, the Inquisitorial Agents team, which are super unbelievably customizable before the game starts.
Yes.
You have more operatives than any other team has access to. You can pick and choose depending on what your opponent has, blah, blah, blah. These guys are basically the exact opposite.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
You have 15 operatives. You have to take the exact 15 operatives that are available to you. You get 1 Demagogue, which is your leader, 2 Blessed Blades, 1 Iconarch, 1 Mindwitch, and 10 Devotees. And that is it.
That's what you
That's
get.
your list.
Yes. Ironically, all Chaos Cults are apparently the same.
Yes, regardless of God.
There's a standard template for this.
And it's in the manual.
Yeah.
In the rules manual. Their archetypes are Infiltration and Seek and Destroy, which are either Sneaky or Killy. I'm gonna pick Killy every time.
Yeah, Sneaky's not bad for this team because you have
Yeah.
a lot of people and you can cover ground pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But Seek and Destroy is what you want to be doing. We'll
Definitely.
get to that when we get to how this works, but you want to be running up and punching things.
Which is exactly how I want to do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah. YouTube. Anyway, first we have the Tac Ops, which these are all pretty normal.
The problem is that Seek and Destroy is a very good Tac Ops selection.
It is. It's difficult to. It's difficult to pass up on those for any of the faction Tac Ops.
That being said, getting your Torments to the opponent's drop zone with Tear Through is something you want to be doing anyway.
Well, it depends.
Yeah. Depends on what you're fighting. Again, like most of Kill Team, a lot of this is it depends,
Yeah.
right?
Because all of this is picked when you see the mission and your opponents, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So these are all fine. Getting 2 Torments to the opponent's deployment zone. Profane Defilement is
Get to the center and dance a little bit.
getting to the center for 2 turns with your Demagogue, Iconarch, or Mindwitch. I said Mindrack.
Wrong game.
Wrong game. And Blood Offering is kill something on an objective, and then you can pray at that objective and get points.
Again, things you all want to be doing.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
That's fine.
But Seek and Destroy is a really good
Seek and Destroy is
archetype.
pretty
So.
So we're gonna move to the absolute staggering page of abilities.
We laughed a little bit because for the Inquisition team, the mission selection is 4 pages.
Yeah.
And then the abilities is 2 lines.
Yeah.
The mission selection is 2 lines, and the ability is a solid page of paragraphal text.
Yeah. So it's again dead set opposite.
The heart and soul.
The heart and soul is the mutation.
The
ability.
corrupted soul.
Yeah. Is the mutation ability, which is awesome. So you get 10 Devotees, and under a certain set of circumstances, you can mutate them. If you're a Devotee, you mutate to a mutant. If you're a mutant, you mutate into a Torment. And if for whatever reason, I like that you were just cutting over to Josh.
Yeah, just
randomly as I'm talking.
Well, that's what happens. Basically, you get spikier and scarier every time you mutate, right?
Yeah. If you're either maxed out on those because you can only have 5 mutants or 3 torments, or 3 torments, or you're a torment and you still mutated somehow, you just heal D3 + 1.
Yep.
Which is always good. And it does a variety of things. It updates your entire card, attacks and abilities and everything, and it fully heals you, which is real stupid.
Just heal to fall.
There are a certain amount of ways to mutate. Probably the most normal of which is your Demagogue going, "Hey you, grow an extra arm." And they're like, "Okay."
Yep, it's called Accursed Benediction.
Yep, Accursed Benediction.
Action your Demagogue can do.
Yep, we'll get to their full stat sheet later. At the beginning of the turn, you can mutate a number of guys equal to the turning point number.
And that's basically takes the place of a strategic ploy.
Yeah.
Now, strategic ploys, remember, are a back and forth. So that doesn't stop you from doing other strategic ploys.
Right. It's just, it takes up one of your slots for when you
Yes.
do it. And lastly, if your Devotee, so the lowest level, wounds something in combat and survives the combat, he can mutate.
Yes. He has to deal damage in the combat.
He does.
And he has to survive.
Which is saying something because the Devotees aren't great.
They're some of the worst models in the game.
Yep. But they get better.
And you get 10 of them.
Yeah. And the last thing with the mutation is the Accursed Gifts.
So when you mutate.
When you mutate. So this can be a little confusing. break it down kind of easy. There are 6 different mutations. The first time a devotee turns into a mutant, you get to pick one. And for the rest of the game, all of your mutants get that ability.
Right.
The first time a mutant turns into a torment, you pick a different one, and all of your torments get that ability and the mutant ability.
Keep the mutant
They
one.
keep the mutant one. And that's for everybody in your army for the rest of the game.
Yes.
And they're very good.
Yeah, they range from pretty good to oh no.
Yeah.
So going from pretty good, we have winged. Ignore all modifiers to movement characteristic and ignore the first circle of vertical distance.
Yep. So good for climbing, and if your opponent has some anti-movement shenanigans.
Fleet just adds an inch of movement. Chipness improves your save characteristic by 1. Reminder, saves only apply in range, not in melee, so that's kind of an anti-ranged tech.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing, but...
If you're up against like a ranged team, it wouldn't be terrible.
Horned, on the other hand...
Yeah.
Horned is when you do a charge action, basically you get there, they suffer mortal wound. For Torments, it's D3 mortal wounds.
Yep. Just for charging.
And if you thought that was great, then you have Sinewed, which is you can ignore all modifiers to weapon skill. So that includes injury, which is good. And your
Melee weapons gain brutal.
Yeah, which is can't be parried except on a crit.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
That is.
And then kind of bearing the last one, the Bard, which is you get Reap.
Reap 1 or Reap 2 if you're a torment.
Which is splashing mortals on crits.
It does, I believe it does apply to your main target.
It does.
So, like, it's basically Mortal Wounds 2 on a crit for Torments, which is still pretty good. But there are some of the other ones that are probably better.
Sinewed and Horned are the really good ones.
Yeah.
Fleet is just always good. Movement wins games.
Yes.
So we get to the strategic ploys. Not spectacular, but not bad.
Yeah, none of the strategic ploys really jump out to me other than maybe Sickening Aura. Sickening Aura is if you're within 2 inches of... Sorry, if an enemy is within 2 inches of a Mutant, Torment, or Dark Commune model, which is the 5 character models.
The Nazgul cosplayers.
Yes. Your opponent gets -1 to their ballistic skill and weapon skill. So -1 to hit me, period. Is not accumulative with injured. So if they're already injured, it's just 1. So I feel like that one is pretty good.
Yep.
Again, especially against a melee team because they're going to be within 2. Against range, that one becomes a little bit worse.
Yeah.
But I like that one in particular of the strategic ploys.
That's my favorite. The tactical ploys, on the other hand, you are spoiled for choice.
All of them are insane. All of them are baller.
Absolute bangers.
So Faithful Follower is if your Iconarch, Mindwitch, or Demagogue gets shot at, you can throw a guy in front of him.
Get down, Mr. President.
Yep. Aberrant Mutation is you pick a Dark Commune, a Chaos Cult that's not a Dark Commune model. So just one of your regular guys. You just get to give them an Accursed gift that they don't already have for the rest of the game.
Now, it only applies to that one.
It only applies to that guy.
However, it doesn't say you can't pick the same gift more than once from different guys.
That's true.
So you could, one at a time, give everybody Fleet if you hadn't picked that.
That's true. I like that.
Just cost you 1 command point.
Frenzied Demise is when a mutant or torment dies, they inflict D3 mortal wounds if it's a mutant and D6 if it's a torment on one enemy operative with visible to and within circle. So within 2 inches.
You killed me in melee, take 6 mortals is, it's a D6.
It's D6.
So, it could be 1 mortal. But you killed me in melee, take possibly 6 mortals is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Especially when you consider how good these guys already are in melee. There's a very good chance that whatever killed you is going to be a little hurt.
Yeah. And last, but definitely not least, is Unleash the Demon, which is a friendly mutant or torment, can perform a free fight action, there were words in there, perform a free fight action during the activation, and can perform 2 fight actions during the activation. So you can charge and fight twice. You can fight a thing you're in melee with and then charge out. You can...
Bye!
Yeah. It's murder stuff and murder stuff good.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they want to do, especially the Torments.
Yes, which I guess we'll get to now.
Yeah. We have all of the special ones on this page, which is the Cult Demagogue. Movement 3, APL 2, defense 3, save 5, 8 wounds.
Which all these guys have that same profile.
Yep. And the Demagogue has the Accursed Benediction action, which is within 6 inches of this operative can mutate. Cannot perform this action while within engagement range of an enemy operative. So you're just, hey, you grow an extra arm. We talked about All of these are 1 AP, so he's sitting in the back and buffing. He also has the stave, which some psychers have, which is not terrible.
And it has a ranged component.
It does have a ranged component, which is interesting.
But it's ranged circle, so that's like the shortest range. I don't even realize it was a thing.
It's range. Yeah, it's range 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3/6 with a crit stun. It's fine. It's a good like control piece. Get away from me. It's better than the leader of the Inquisitorial team has. Sorry. Induce slaughter. 1 friendly chaos operative within 6 can immediately perform a free fight action. More free fight actions. Operative cannot perform this action with engagement range of an enemy at all. Okay.
So this guy's not super great at keeping himself alive. Like, he'll do a lot of damage on crits.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's not very defensive in melee.
He wants to stay behind all of the big scary stuff that's in the way.
He's also got Insight Urgency, which is just a free dash or charge.
Yep.
Now, free charge action is, like, really kind of scary.
It says can move no more than square, so it can only move 3 inches for the charge.
That's still really good.
But yeah, being able to use your Demagogue to go free charge, go like, hey you, I would like you to evolve and then charge that guy. Seems very strong.
Yep.
The Blessed Blade are the bodyguards.
Yes.
They have a really cool ability that they get basically a simultaneous activation. You have 2 of them.
Because you have the Blessed Blade Brothers.
The Blessed Bros.
Mamma mia.
Their weapon is 4 attacks, 4 to hit, 4/6 with lethal 5. So gonna crit more
it's
often.
a power sword, basically.
Yeah, it's a power sword. Each time an enemy operative starts a fallback action, you can suffer D3. Give them D3 plus 1 mortal wounds.
So no running away.
Yep. So hard. When you run away, I cut you. And each time this operative is activated, you can also activate another friendly Blessed Blade operative within 6. Complete their actions in any order.
Which means you could charge with one, charge with the other, fight with one with support, fight with the other with support.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's insane.
There is almost nothing in the game that will survive that.
Yeah. Especially with 2 power swords.
Right. Like,
That's
you will
so
murderize
good.
anything.
Yeah. They're insane. Keep them next to each other and they'll murder anything they touch.
And yet that's not the scariest beat sticks you have.
It's not.
Now we got the Iconarch.
Icon Bearer, normal thing. Get +1 APL when near an objective. Each time an attack dice would inflict damage to an enemy operative within 2 circles, so 4 inches. Add 1 to the damage inflicted from that attack dice. +1 damage is really strong.
Make all the difference in the world.
Yep. And each time an enemy operative... Sorry, completely read the wrong thing. Each time an attack dice would inflict damage on a friendly cultist within 4, subtract 1 from the damage to a minimum of 2. So it's very similar to the Inquisitorial Agent.
Yeah.
He gives an aura around him, and he's like, hey...
Honestly, this R is better than retaining
is.
1 hit or retaining 1.
It is. It's really good. He also has a burning sensor that has torrent on it.
Yep. Functionally a flamer.
Yep, basically a flamer. But yeah, this guy stands in the back, gives opponents -1 damage to him, and then he walks up to a guy and you hit him harder.
And both he and the Demagogue have pistols you'll never use.
Correct. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason.
Dang.
Why does he even have a pistol? The burning sensor is strictly better.
IDK, lol.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, can torrent hit your own guys?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Although I'm chaos, who cares? And then the Mindwitch is a psyker. Completely ignore the melee weapons; they suck. And then we have that's a whole lot of text. Psychic action, enemy operative within line of sight, subtract 1 from their APL. That's very good. That's an infinite range -1 APL.
Very good.
Psychic action, remove your... Oh, the Malefic Vortex. I read about this one.
Yeah.
You basically place a token down and place a token at location or on a vantage point. Each enemy operative within 2 inches of that token suffers 1 mortal wound. In addition, at the end of the turning point, each enemy operative within 2 inches of that token suffers a mortal wound. So it's like a constantly spinning magic vortex, and it doesn't go away until you cast it again. So you go like right there. If you go there, get hit. Mortals. Mah. And then Infernal Gaze is the last one. Select an enemy operative within 6 inches of this operative. Enemy operative suffers a number of mortal wounds based on the closest distance from this operative. Interesting. Within 2 inches is D3 plus 5 mortal wounds. Oh my gosh. Within 4 inches is D3 plus 3. And within 6 inches is 3 mortal wounds.
This guy is the reason the Inquisition wants to bring Sisters of Silence.
Correct.
Because that guy is Brutal.
Yep.
Now, he has basically no defensive shenanigans.
No. He can't perform that particular one while in conceal order, so he can't, mind blast stuff and still be hidden, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Hard to mind blast thing or be hidden when you're shouting about, death with the false emperor and all that stuff.
Meh. But yeah, all of these guys are insanely good.
Yes.
I love them all.
And you just get them. You don't have to
No,
pick.
no, there's no picks. It's you just get one of each of these guys, two of these.
Yeah.
And then we get to the meat and the potatoes, but mostly the meat.
Yeah.
We talked about the Devotees. They basically have the same stat line. They have group activation 2 because there's 15 guys on the team. It makes sense. And they only have 7 wounds.
Yep. They are guardsmen, functionally.
Yep. They have no abilities. They have melee weapons that are 4 to hit, 2-3 damage, and pistols that are the exact same. They suck.
Yep.
But then the mutants have the exact same stat line except for -1 group activation.
Yep.
Lose their pistol, and their melee weapon gains +1 damage, so 3/4, relentless and rending crit.
Yes.
Very strong.
Now, it does cost them an additional action to do pickup things.
Yeah.
So if you're playing the objective, it's harder with these guys.
Yeah.
And then here's the real problem with this team.
No.
They have a 5-up feel no pain on
This
the mutants.
is completely fine.
The 5-up feel no pain was so oppressive, it was just taken wholesale from Gillar Pox and made to a 6-up.
Josh, it's fine.
I see this getting nerfed.
I hope it doesn't.
I hope it does. With everything else they have, how can you say that?
Because I want them to be good, Josh.
They are, Mitchell.
And lastly, but not leastly, we have the Torment, which are the big daddies. They have 13 wounds instead of 7. Just gained 6 wounds. They have 5 attacks with 4/5 damage, forced to hit, relentless rending. They can't perform any mission actions.
Nope.
So the Devotees can perform just fine. Mutants cost an extra. Torments can't do it at all. And then they also have a 5-up Feel No Pain, which I think is also perfectly fine and balanced. You have to understand that I'm joking. These guys are busted.
I think a 6-up would be fine.
A 6-up would be probably fine.
It's not that they just
Now-
have these guys, it's they have these guys in connection with the Nazgul cosplayers over here.
Now you have to understand, you can only have 3 of these guys on the board at once.
The problem is the Nazgul cosplayers are also on the board. Now, worth noting that the Nazgul cosplayers are all 5-up save with 8 wounds.
Yeah.
None of them are particularly tough.
They are squishy.
And this is the balance you have to play.
Yeah.
Because when you first start the game, you have a bunch of bodies and your ring wraiths.
You have a bunch of chaff and your ring wraith cosplayers.
And so for that first couple turns, you got to play cagey because your opponent can just murderize your ring wraiths. And then, but at the same time, you want to get your ball rolling with your chaos cultists to get them into torments.
They are a snowball, definitely.
The torments also do not get any benefit from life terrain.
Oh, right. I forgot
no
about
cover.
that. So
No
no
cover. So no hiding.
Yep.
So basically, conceal orders, unless they're completely hidden, do nothing.
Yep.
But you don't want to hide with that guy. You just want to charge forward and punch.
Yeah. Why would I hide? I have a 5-up Feel No Pain and 13 wounds, and
Jeez Louise.
I'll heal sometimes. And then we have their equipment.
Which is a short page. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah. They have frag and crack grenades, trophy weapon, which only costs 1. Devotee operative, it's 1 per.
It's +1 damage to their melee weapon.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or pistol.
Oh, nice.
You're not gonna.
No,
care.
that's not good, but nice. This is actually the good one.
Yeah.
It is 2 equipment points, and you can give it to a devotee. You get a free dash action at the beginning of the game.
Giving that to 5 devotees would not be the worst use of your equipment
No,
points.
it would not. Chaos Sigil is operatives that activate. I read all the things wrong.
Chaos Sigil is you get a 5-up invuln.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was reading this part and forgot about that part. Yeah, 5 of Invuln, which is again only against range, so it's fine. Vile Blessing is 3, also 1 per game, and limited once per battle. In the resolve successful hit step, you could ignore the damage inflicted from 1 attack dice. So once per game, ignore 1 dice.
It could save you from 1 crit plasma, which could make all the difference.
Yeah, I could see putting that on one of your commune.
Yeah.
And like going, that guy has 1 get out of jail free card.
Oh God, the melt a hit.
Yep. Please no, my whole body.
Ow, most of me.
The rest of it's fine. I think the free dash on 5 guys.
Again, that would not be the worst use of your points.
Yeah, especially in Gallodark.
Oh God, Into the Dark. Yeah.
where you can like get to a like everybody moves, like half your army moves too, and then they get to the doors, open the doors, everybody goes through. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Closing thoughts on this team. So clearly they're the better team.
They're probably so good that they need nerfed.
We'll have to see.
We will have to see.
Because you do have to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But you have 15 guys. And the Chaos guys have to get the ball rolling, but you still have those 5 ring race.
These are communes.
Who are really good by themselves.
Yeah, they are. They are the God. I'm thinking of the vampire team from Blood Bowl. Like the vampires are insane, and the rest of the guys suck.
The difference is the rest of the guys can become the vampires.
Yes, they can. And you can just turn one. You can just mutate 2 of them immediately.
Yeah,
because you can mutate 1 with your leader and 1 for the turning point.
And you instantly have 2 mutants.
Yep. I think this team is insane.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to play them.
Yeah, I am terrified to play against them. You're going to be expecting the Inquisitorial team, and I'm just going to bring pure breachers because screw you, son.
No,
who can play that game?
Who's the busted one right now? Gellerpock's still the best one?
No, because they took that nerf.
I thought that was still after the nerf they were busted.
I don't think they were busted. They're just really good.
Oh, okay.
No, the latest round of data hasn't really gotten since that nerf, so we don't really know.
Fair.
It was actually Star Striders and Gellerpocks.
Star Striders, that's what I was thinking of.
Star Striders also took a nerf.
Yeah.
Star Striders can no longer nuke you from across the board on turn 1.
So they are the opposite of the Inquisition. The Inquisition gets their customization at the beginning of the game, and Chaos can do it in the middle of a turn.
I find it deeply ironic that all the Inquisitor players are finally getting their kill team, and they're just completely outclassed by LOL Chaos.
And I'm here for it.
Sucks to suck.
Get the Mitchell approval on this one. And I hope to be playing this against you soon.
Hopefully, I'm going to go home. I built the Inquisition. I'll go home and build the Dark Commune.
Okay. Until then, I've been Mitchell.
I've been Josh.
And listen to your dark gods.